Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local news for Monday, January 5th, 2026. A 9-year-old reported her father from the car during a suspected DUI after she was injured in a hit-and-run collision in Yucca Valley. On New Year's Eve at around 8 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to the intersection of 29 Palms Highway and Apache Trail in Yucca Valley for a report of a hit-and-run traffic collision. Preliminary information from the California Highway Patrol described the collision as a Porsche versus a Dodge Charger. Deputies say that the involved driver fled the scene without stopping, rendering aid, or properly identifying themselves. Deputies say that witnesses at the scene heard a young girl screaming from the car that fled the scene. Deputies say that at the same time, they received an in-progress emergency call from what they described as a terrified 9-year-old female. Deputies say the girl reported that her father had been drinking and was involved in a traffic collision. Sheriff's dispatch determined the juvenile had sustained injuries and feared for her life. They obtained critical information from her and from a witness who had followed the hit-and-run driver. And deputies were able to locate the suspect at his home in the 7400 block of Bannock Trail in Yucca Valley. The suspect, identified as Robert Moran, 40, was taken into custody. Robert Moran was arrested on suspicion of DUI causing bodily injury, child abuse, and driving the wrong way on the highway. He was booked into the Morongo Basin Jail and has since been released on bail. A dispute between a tenant and a landlord in 29 Palms led to an arrest for investigation into assault and weapons. With more, here's online news editor Robert Hayden.
On New Year's Eve at around 11 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of an assault in the 6100 block of Ocotillo Avenue in 29 Palms. Upon arrival, they found a man with injuries to his head who refused medical attention. The Sheriff's Department says that the victim asked Richard Russell, 23, to move out of the residence on Ocotillo Avenue. Deputies say that Russell then punched the victim in the head and face several times, then fled the location. Russell was located a short time later near the home and was found to be in possession of an illegal knife and was taken into custody without further incident. Richard Russell was arrested for investigation into assault and possession of a dirk or dagger. He was booked in the Morongo Basin Jail and has since been released on bail. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The Yucca Valley Town Council's regularly scheduled meeting for tomorrow has been canceled. The town cited their holiday schedule as the reason for the delay. The next regularly scheduled town council meeting will be held on January 20th. The regularly scheduled meeting of the 29 Palms Planning Commission scheduled for tomorrow has also been canceled. No reason was provided for the cancellation. The 29 Palms Planning Commission will meet next on January 20th. The Morongo Basin Conservation Association has announced the day and subject for their 57th annual meeting. For more than 5 decades, the MBCA has advocated for a healthy desert environment, and their annual meeting provides updates on their work, future priorities, and a keynote presentation. This year, they welcome local ecological designer builder Nicholas Holmes, who has a degree in architecture and is also a certified graywater installer and certified permaculture designer. MBCA Board President Steve Bardwell will also provide an update on the organization's 2025 and a preview of their 2026. The event will be held on January 24th at the Yucca Valley Community Center. Information tables, displays, and light refreshments will be available at 9:30 a.m., and the program begins at 10 a.m. A light lunch will close the program, offering a chance to mix in person with fellow residents who share the conservation concerns of MBCA. Start the new year by learning to become an advocate for your public lands. Online news editor Robert Hayden rejoins us to tell you how.
The Mojave Desert Land Trust is offering free virtual advocacy training sessions this week to help equip community members with tools to become better advocates for your public lands. Participants will be trained in the basics of advocacy, receive an overview of public lands policy, and learn how to meet with an elected official or other decision maker. Upon completion, you'll be equipped with the tools and knowledge to attend your very first advocacy meeting. The sessions are divided into Advocacy 101 and 102 segments, each an hour long. Advocacy 101 will feature beginner's introduction, while 102 will dive into the specific issues threatening our public lands and give you an opportunity to hone your skills in a mock congressional meeting. The 101 trainings will take place from 4 to 5 this Wednesday, January 7th, and on Tuesday, January 13th. Advocacy 102 trainings are from 4 to 5 on Friday, January 9th or Tuesday, January 20th. We'll have links where you can sign up at Z107.7FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
And finally, as we usher in 2026, Z107.7's local news team and I want to remind everyone in the Morongo Basin that our local news can only be as good as we are with help from our local community. That means you. If you see or hear something new, strange, or dangerous, let us know. If you're putting on an event or trying to rally your neighbors behind a cause, let us know. We do our very best to scour the high desert for information, but we love it when our community keeps us in the loop. You can send any information you'd like us to know about at news@z1077fm.com or tips@z1077fm.com. The Z107.7 local news team is here to serve the community, and we will always do a better job when our news is in conversation with you. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.